Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Corey Lee, the CEO of Celestron. Thanks for joining us, Corey.
Thank you for having me, Fred.
Well, this is an exciting year for Celestron, and I'll let you give us a little bit of background about that before we talk about this cool new product.
Yes, actually, this year, 2020, is our 60th anniversary year for Celestron. Our founder, Tom Johnson, has started this company 60 years ago to build a first telescope for his son. Yes, it's been that long, and we've been carrying the torch since then.
And you've been in business for the 60 years now, making a wide variety, at different levels, I suppose, of telescopes.
That's correct. So Tom Johnson started this company building a telescope that is called Schmidt-Cassegrain. He invented a way that can mass produce these type of very difficult to make telescopes relatively easily, basically revolutionize the telescope industry and making telescopes, quality telescopes at an affordable price for a lot of people. And since then, we have just carried on the mission and try to make the sky more accessible, make telescope easier to use for everybody. And through the years, we try different things, and through the use of electronics and software, we made the telescope much more easier to use. With electronics, you can guide you to anything up in the sky, press a button, the motors will drive the telescope to see whatever you want to look at. Through technology, making the hobby a lot easier a lot more accessible.
And the newest lineup, in fact, it's, I guess, the name of a line of telescopes called the StarSense Explorer. Tell us what it is, how it works.
So this year, we launched a new line of telescope called StarSense Explorer. What it is our first, in the industry's first, smartphone-driven auto-locating telescope. What that means is you take your smartphone, a lot of us have that in our pocket nowadays, you dock it onto a little dock that is on top of the telescope, or in some cases on the side of the telescope. You launch an app, a proprietary app that we offer along with the telescope, and then you can start observing. The app will guide you to any objects up in the sky with a little arrow. You just follow the arrow that is on the screen on your smartphone, and you'll guide you to whatever you want to look at.
That's simple.
Yes, it's as simple as that. That's kind of the mission that we've been trying to do. We're trying to make this hobby easier, make the sky more accessible for everybody.
And there are different models available. Tell us about that.
Yes, it comes in two different flavors. We have the StarSense Explorer LT, which comes in 80 millimeter and 80 millimeter refractor, and also a 114 millimeter reflector. On the StarSense Explorer DX line, it comes in a 130 millimeter reflector as well as a 102 millimeter refractor.
And tell us about the attraction that astronomy has for so many people, and you're making it even more accessible to many more.
So the way we see it, we want to bring more people into the hobby, right? Especially the younger folks. But there are basically two major obstacles for everybody getting into the hobby. One, just the intimidation factor, right? I mean, just trying to figure out what you're pointing at, how to look for objects in the sky. It's rather intimidating for somebody who hasn't done that before or doesn't have a friend who's actually familiar with the sky, right? So through technology, through the years, we've been trying to overcome that obstacle and make things a lot easier through implementation of the software and electronics. But however, that comes at a cost, right? Or that does cost some money, right? I mean, electronics and motors. However, so with the latest offering that we have, the StarSense Explorer, we try to let something that a lot of us have spent money on already, right? The smartphone that we carry in our pocket. So we spend a lot of money on our smartphone. Why not just let that do the heavy lifting for you? So what we have done is we invested in a new app, in developing a new app that's what is called plate solving. It's basically the same technology that a lot of observatories and even the satellites use to figure out what it's pointing at. It's kind of like sky recognition. It's kind of like facial recognition for the sky. So you take a picture of the sky, and all of a sudden, using basically your cell phone's camera, it takes a picture of the sky. You recognize the pattern of stars it's looking at, and you figure out where it is pointing. From there on, you can guide you to whatever you want to look at. So basically, with that, letting the heavy lifting being done by your smartphone, we managed to reduce the cost of the product to a point where it's affordable for a lot of people. So there it is, right? I mean, through technology and utilizing the money that you have already spent on your smartphone, we're trying to make the sky more accessible for everybody.
That's exciting. And you don't have to be in cell phone range or have Wi-Fi available either?
Nope. It doesn't need to be connected to the internet at all. It's a standalone app. You can operate in the middle of nowhere. As we all know, a lot of times we would like to go out to under dark skies. That's where you can get the best view. So no cell phone signal or Wi-Fi signal necessary.
And are people able to use attachments or add-ons to be able to take pictures also through the telescope?
Sure. There are many options available. There's a cell phone adapter that we offer that can also use a cell phone and point at your eyepiece that will take pictures of whatever you're looking at. And there's more traditional means of taking pictures, right? I mean, there are camera adapters. You can simply align that to your camera to your eyepiece, and you can also take pictures that way.
Very exciting. So tell us about pricing and availability.
The products are available immediately on Celestron.com and on any of these major astronomy products retailer. The product's prices ranges from $179.99 for the StarSense Explorer LT 80 millimeter to $399.99 for the StarSense Explorer DX 130 millimeter.
Really terrific, and I'm sure you'll be getting a lot more people enthusiastic about astronomy. It's again the StarSense Explorer from Celestron. More info is at celestron.com. Corey Lee, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you for having me.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C. Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C. Crane.